Memento mori, the Latin phrase that means remember you are mortal. Memento mori, remember you are going to die. The ancient Stoic philosophers, that was really a foundation of their philosophy, practicing day by day memento mori, remembering that they were mortal, that they were going to die. Not in a morbid sense of we could die today, so nothing matters. No, remembering they were going to die so they could live more fully in the present moment, living for today. How are you living your life now? How are you handling this situation right now? And they practiced this. It wasn't something that was theoretical in their heads. It was something they practiced. And I got the inspiration for this episode from Mr. Ryan Holiday. Check him out. I give credit to him. He's written so many books on Stoicism, ancient philosophy of Stoics. And he created a video dedicated to memento mori. And he did that as he filmed himself visiting cemeteries around the world. He speaks on Stoicism around the world. In fact, he created a coin, memento mori, that he keeps in his pocket so that he would always remember to live now, fully, in the present moment. And you know, when I'm back home in the village of Caledonia, my hometown where I grew up, very small town, and right next to my house where I grew up, well, 2 houses down, is a local cemetery. And I walked through there, looking at the names, remembering those names, and the kids from my high school class with those same names, you know, wondering about these people, how they lived, who remembers them. Just thinking about the people that came before me. And you can find in a cemetery peace, calmness, quiet, and you can take somber reflection on your life that can remind you to live right now, right where you're at, in this time. Don't take time or relationships, people for granted. Live fully now. And I'm going to quote from Meditations a couple times during this episode. Marcus Aurelius, who wrote Meditations, the translation is into English, Meditations, but really it's journaling, it's notes to yourself. He wrote these notes to himself on the front line of the battlefield at night when he was journaling, thinking to himself how he could live a better life, how he could better be an emperor, a father, how he could better be a citizen of Rome, how he could live better, how he could think better, and put the wisdom of the ancient Stoics into practice every day. And so he never meant for these journaling notes that he had to be made public. They were notes to himself, journaling to himself, his thoughts that he had during the day. But they were kept intact, and they were passed down. And now we still have them today. And it's kind of neat to have the private thoughts of an emperor, and we can say, wow, I have these same thoughts. And that's where memento mori comes into play, right? Whether emperor, you, me, anybody, memento mori, remember you're mortal. The fact that we all, everybody that's ever been born, has been born, going to be born, is going to die. That is something that unites us. We can look at it from the perspective of uniting us. It crosses all lines of culture, language, countries, beliefs, races, religions. It unites us all with that one thing that we have in common. So I have this copy of Meditations, and I have another copy here, one at the islands, and then I have this copy, which is very special to me now. This copy of Meditations was given to me by a good brother of mine. And when I say brother, I mean fellow human being. And here's what my good brother Rick wrote in this copy of Meditations. which touches my heart. And this was last summer, August 12th, my birthday, 2025. And he came to the island last year in the Thousand Islands, New York, to spend time with me. And he said, well, he wrote in the book, this dedication in the front, "My brother, I know you already have this book. We may have talked about it many times, but this is my copy. I have found strength, solace, and wisdom in it during difficult times. I give it to you on your birthday, along with my love, my friendship, and my deep and abiding respect. Life is good. God bless, Rick." So this copy, very special. I don't take people, friends, relationships for granted, because I'm learning to put into practice on a daily basis memento mori, and I would encourage you to do the same thing. And Ryan Holiday was going all over the world, walking through cemeteries, as he created an episode for his podcast on Stoicism, and it inspired me to do my own, to share with you. Marcus Aurelius said, "People want posthumous fame, but they forget they won't be around to enjoy it." Marcus Aurelius is not remembered because he strove to be remembered. He's remembered because of how he lived his life, how he put that into practice, what he tried to do with the time that he had. And we can focus on our lives, on what we want to do with the time that we have left, that we don't know how much we do have. Thinking about your legacy. Legacy is for everybody but you. Think about the time you're spending now. Are you living now? Are you appreciating it now? Death is the one thing, like I said, we all have in common. It unites all of us. To look at the people, the big tombs, the marble statues in that cemetery. And you wonder if those people got caught off guard when death was staring them in the face. Did they think to themselves, I thought I had one more day? Caught me off guard. People waste a lot of time, and we all do. Seneca said, we protect our property, we protect our money, yet we're so frivolous with our time. The one thing we should be the strictest miser about, he says, we freely hand out to people and we let it be wasted because we think we have so much of it, and we don't. Eventually, we all come to the end. Eventually, we all come to the end. And not just eventually. It could be sooner than we think. Stoic philosophers remind us, instead of thinking about death way off, something way out there in the future, not very close to us, they want us to think about death and remind ourselves that death is happening right now. It's not one more day, it's one less day. And by keeping that in mind, it can create a sense of urgency in our life, and that we can calm down. Life is great, life is beautiful. Be here in this present moment. They say, maybe it was Marcus Aurelius, as he marched through the streets, he had someone whisper in his ear, you're going to die. You're going to die. He wanted to not get caught up in all the pomp and circumstances of the cheering crowds. As the emperor, he wanted to remember, soon he will be in that dirt and he'll be worm food. And it kept him humble. It sombered and sobered him up to be fully present in the moment and enjoy the moment, knowing that it wasn't going to last forever. Death is happening now. Seneca said, the time that passes belongs to death. So we need to live in an intentional way with our time. When you're with your kids, be with your kids. When you're with your grandkids, I need to learn to be with my grandkids. Be where you are, fully present. When you're at work, be at work. When you're at home, be at home. When you're home around the kitchen table with family, be at home around the kitchen table with your family. Don't be time traveling with your mind back to work, to the future, to the past. Be present where you are. I talk about that in my classes that I've been taking recently at Improv, where we practice being in the present moment, learning to respond to the person we're interacting with now, not anticipating what we're going to say. We wait and then make a decision how we're going to respond instead of pre-planning in our head while somebody's talking what we're going to say and how we're going to react. We wait so that we can really not just hear, but we can listen. It's an action. Memento mori. Let's put it into practice. Not in a morbid way, like we're going to die, so what does it matter? No. In a way that we're aware of our mortality, so let's live. Proof of life today. When Marcus Aurelius writes about tucking his kids in a bed and saying to himself, they may not survive until morning. What he was telling himself and telling us was, don't rush through this thing that you're doing. Take it in. When the kids are 5, 8, 10, 12 years old, it will never be here again. So be here for it while it's here. Death is one thing we all have in common. It's the big equalizer for all of us. I remember going to they were my stepkids, my stepsons, but I remember going to their ball games when they were 5, 6, 8, 10. I enjoyed it, but as I look back, maybe I could have enjoyed it more if I had the philosophy of memento mori. At the time, sometimes, you know how those ball games with those kids seem like they're taking forever. Now, as I look back, it was the blink of an eye. Could have been there more in my head right there on the grass in that moment. It unites it. Marcus Aurelius said in Meditations, Alexander the Great and his mule driver will both be buried in the same ground. They will be equalized in the ground because they will both be worm food. Alexander the Great and his mule driver, buried in the same dirt. They both die, ultimately consumed by the worms. Their accomplishments are equalized in that moment. Now, as I said, Ryan Holiday, he carries that memento mori coin in his pocket. He sells that on his website, by the way. I'm going to buy one of those coins. I want to keep it in my pocket as a reminder. But he keeps his as a reminder to himself to not take things for granted, not to be rushed, not to get upset about things that don't matter. This moment now is a gift, even if you're in a crowded RV. You're in a car stuck in traffic. Relax, calm down. Life is wonderful. Life is beautiful. Even in the cemetery, like I said, we can find peace, calmness, and quiet and take a somber reflection on our life so that we can get back to the business of living now, living fully, proof of life. We can take a bit of reflection on our life when we're in a cemetery of calmness and quietness. Look at those great marble statues, the tombs, all those people. And you think, wow, who are they? Who remembers them? Nobody. Nobody remembers them, and nobody cares. In meditation, Marcus Aurelius said to himself, who remembers the name of the emperor before me? Nobody. Who remembers these people, or who cares about these people? Nobody. They are gone and they are forgotten. This should humble us. This should sober us up so we don't take life for granted. So we don't obsess and prioritize over the wrong things. Seneca said, I love Seneca. He has I have a lot of his books. I have Seneca on anger, Seneca on the shortness of life. Seneca said, at the end of your life, you better have something to show for all your years other than the number. What did you actually have, or what do you actually have to show for your life? Not what did you accomplish, how much money did you make? No, but did you actually live these years? Memento mori. It's not just that we could die right now, nothing matters. No. Memento mori is about living now, proof of life. Marcus Aurelius lost 6 children before they reached adulthood. But yet he was always thinking, how can I live a better life? How can I be a better person to other people? Don't waste time. Don't take other people or relationships for granted. You could leave life right now, Marcus Aurelius said. Let that determine what you do, think, and say. I think about my best friend in high school, Jerry Forsyth. Him and I riding in my 67 Chevy Impala, listening to the best of Bread. David Gates and Bread, 1973. And he's no longer here. Jerry died at the age, I think, about 45 years old. Tragic, gone. And I think of his co-workers who created a charity in honor. I think about Dan Coyle, who also died tragically in a farm accident at age 50, 55 he might have been. I'm thinking about a few other classmates who are no longer alive right now. I'm thinking of some of the deputy sheriffs that I worked with in the LA County Sheriff's Department that I rode in a sheriff's car with who were shot and killed in the line of duty. They're no longer here. And so I look at their lives and I remember them. I remember being at those funerals, and I let that hit me, kick me in the gut. Not in a morbid way, but so that I would remember to walk out those doors and live right now, fully in the present moment. I want you to do the same thing. Memento mori, remember you're mortal. Remember it so that we can live fully right now. That's the message today, and I give it to you from a joyous heart, everybody. Loving life. Life is beautiful. We're still here, and if you're listening, you're still here. If you can fog up a mirror, you're still in the ball game, everybody. All right. You know I love you. I'll see you in the next episode.